Going further together through all kinds of stormy weather. Going further together, we'll climb that hilltop. Going further together through all kinds of weather. Going further together, getting stronger, won't stop. A whole is much greater than pieces or parts. Together supported by Almighty God, pray and support it, we'll get His work done. Laughing and sharing the power of love. Going further together through all kinds of weather. Going further together, we'll climb that hilltop. Going further together through all kinds of stormy weather. Going further together, getting stronger, won't stop. A whole is much greater than pieces or parts. Together supported by Almighty God, pray and support it, we'll get His work done. Laughing and sharing the power of love. Going further together.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday celebrations here for the Centers of Spiritual Living Denver. We are a loving and prospering community here in the heart of Capitol Hill and online. 2021 has continued to be an interesting year, to say the least. We know that with everything going on, life can feel overwhelming. Here at CSL Denver, we want you to know that we are here for you. Please know that our practitioners are available for prayer work with you. Our names and phone numbers are on the website at www.cslddenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, please email it to info@cslddenver.org. Reverend Elzia, along with all of our guest speakers, all of our practitioners, our music and service coordinators want you to know how truly grateful we are for your online support. Thank you for watching our Sunday services, attending our online workshops and events, and providing financial support so that we can keep our virtual doors open. We love you all and know we'll be seeing you in person in the right and perfect time. And now, we'll continue to meet online until further notice. If you're interested in upcoming events and information, we send out weekly newsletters. Please go to www.cslddenver.org and sign up for our newsletters. We only send out one per week. Or send an email to info@cslddenver.org and request to be put on our mailing list. This week, we are having our usual Zoom fellowship right after service. If you haven't already received an email this morning, please send an email to info@cslddenver.org to request a Zoom invitation. Please join us. We would love to say hi and catch up with you. That's it for the announcements this Sunday. Again, thank you for tuning in, and now back to our service.
Every new journey we choose to embark on is filled with excitement and anticipation, and there may also be feelings of hesitation. As we travel along, we discover the blessings and our hesitations on our new path. Additionally, we have the opportunity to recognize the power of blessing, whatever is before us and or triggering us. Blessings, because it's been, blessings, blessings for the path, 'cause we're stepping into the unknown. Blessings for the path, 'cause we're stepping into the unknown. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where every person discovers his or her own personal power. Blessings, 'cause we're stepping, blessings, 'cause we're stepping, blessings for the path, 'cause we're stepping into the unknown. Blessings for the path, yeah, we're stepping into the unknown. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe. Blessings, 'cause we're stepping, stepping, yeah, yeah. Blessings for the path, 'cause we're stepping into the unknown.
Good morning. I'm Rumi engineer. I'm a practitioner at CSL Denver. And now for the invocation. Close your eyes if you like, and come into the present moment, because the present moment is all that is. And in this present moment, I know that the divine is present, is right here, right now with us. And as we go into this service, I bless all that are participating in this service, all that are worshiping in nature, in churches, in mosques, or in their own homes, and in their own way. We are truly blessed for this time that we have together. We are blessed for the words of Reverend Tracy Brown, and we bless Reverend Elzia, Diego, Freddy's music, the practitioners, and all of us who are here to raise our consciousness, to know that we are a community of like-minded people living the truth. And knowing this, I release my words into the law with great gratitude, knowing that this is the truth of all of us, of each one of us. And I release these words, knowing that it is all good, all done, perfect, whole, and complete. And so it is, and so I let it be. Amen. The reading today. How do we know we are on the path of higher consciousness? Higher consciousness is exhibited by a departure from awareness of forms and conditions to an awareness of a loving universe overflowing with abundance for all. This requires a renewing of individual and collective minds to truly see the best in everyone and every condition. We achieve this by focusing and being grateful for all that empowers ourselves and others. We release with ease all that weakens our vision of a better world. We take action to form an ever-expanding community of like-minded individuals committed to raising their own consciousness and the consciousness of all. And Ernest Holmes, in Creative Mind, said, "We are in the greatest age of all history. We are in the age of the unifying of all people and all things into the ever-present one." And so it is. Now back to Freddy.
I'm in you and you're in me, reflecting understanding. I'm in you and you're in me, with compassion. Hey, I'm in you and that we're reflections of the infinite self. Move towards understanding, we will reflect ourselves. Reflecting, understanding, reflecting, understanding. I'm in you and you're in me, reflecting, understanding. I'm in you and you're in me with compassion. I'm in you and you're in me, reflecting, yes, we're on the team. I'm in you and you're in me, compassion. Just like everyone, we're doing the best we can. With what we have, the time we have, stay on his path. Go deeper, be kinder. Go deeper, be kinder. I'm with you and you're with me, reflecting, understanding. I'm in you and you're with me, compassion. I'm with you and you're in me, reflecting, understanding. I'm in you and you're in me, compassion. Hey, yeah. Woo. Go deeper, be kinder, compassion. I'm in you and you're in me, reflecting, understanding. I'm in you and you're in me with compassion. I'm with you and you're with me, reflecting, understanding. On the same team and you're with me, compassion. I'm in you and you're in me, reflecting, understanding. I'm in you and you're with me, compassion.
CSL family, good morning and welcome to CSL Denver, a place, a space, and a face of love. As some of you may know, I'm in Chicago celebrating my daughter's graduation a year and a half later from 2020. So we had a great time this weekend over at University of Chicago, and I'm glad to be here. But I'm even probably more excited to introduce our speaker today, Dr. Tracy Brown, who I call a friend. And she's been involved in this teaching for over 35 years. She's an author of over a dozen books. Her latest book is Stone Glass Spirit, Becoming a Spiritual Community Where Oneness Does Not Require Sameness. And boy, do we need that today. We need no more robots walking around. We need everybody to be uniquely who and what they are as defined by God. She's the first practitioner to ever win the Ernest Holmes Award. She's on the past Leadership Council, which is our governing board for CSL. Now she does this roller skating thing. I don't know what that's all about, but I used to roller skate, and so I'm gonna have to challenge her one day. I know I'm gonna hurt myself, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So that's just to give you a little breath of who's coming up. And so without any further ado, I introduce you to Tracy Brown. How you doing, Doc? You got it.
Thank you, Reverend Elzia. I think, but you got to you better think twice before you challenge me on roller skating. You know, that's not a really smart. You just might want to reflect on that and get some wisdom from the divine.
I will do it. I cut.
Hey, everybody in the CSL Denver family. So happy to hang out with you. And I am really happy to hang out with you and dive a little bit into this theme. Now, the whole month you've been talking about how do we go further together. And today I really want to think about and anchor in this idea of transcending our social limitations and the way the world is now, and digging deeper on this journey of going further together. So, James Baldwin wrote this: the world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. That's what it means to go further, to expand life, to evolve life. And we have to remember the human experience is more than just the individual experience, although that's part of it. But together we are creating a collective experience. So if we want to go further, and especially if we want to go further together, then we are required to look at the collective experience. One way that I think about this is like this: it is a fact that my life is good. That's a fact. My life is good. What's also a fact is that the world I came into was a world where people with my skin color were deemed less than. It's a fact. But I do not have to accept it as the capital T truth, because I know that the creator of all of life did not create that hierarchy. A fact. The fact that the world we live in today has millions of people living in poverty. Fact. But I don't have to accept it as truth. Fact. The climate and the planet are in crisis, but I do not have to accept it as what must be. And that's what I think Ernest Holmes talked about. That's what I think James Baldwin was referring to. We are living in a world where there are a lot of facts and there are a lot of norms, and there are things that we do or have done, humanity has done, and we get to choose how we can move forward together, move further together to create a better world. Some of you know, are familiar with the name Erin Brockovich. She was not an attorney. She didn't have even higher education. She wasn't well educated. She definitely wasn't wealthy. But she was determined to get the water in her hometown cleaned up because people were dying and getting sick. And she didn't let anything get in her way. And she gathered other people to that cause, and she partnered with an attorney to that cause. And at the time that the case was settled, it was the largest claim, or the largest punishment, the largest investment in improving a process based on water and climate, going further together. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about when we say transcend the limits of socialization, transcend in order to go further, in order to more deeply live the principles of science of mind and metaphysics. You have to believe in something bigger and then take action toward that big, audacious goal that represents the spiritual truth living and expanding in our lives. I don't have to accept the world the way it is. I want to transcend the ideas and the impact of my human socialization. I want to go to a higher level, and I want to live based on the truth as spirit designed life and the world. What about you? Well, from everything I've read, I know Ernest Holmes believed in our power to change the world, to evolve life, to be a part of influencing the direction of the human experience. And he wanted all who are committed to live science of mind principles to do that as well. Otherwise, in the Science of Mind Declaration of Principles, he would not have written this. We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. Now, maybe you haven't read the Declaration of Principles lately, so let me repeat that. We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. That means we have to do something different. It's not just about complete emancipation for me as an individual, because I am part of the collective experience. You have a local hero that was featured in the Everyday Hero program on Denver 7 a few weeks ago. Her name was Barbara Ingemon. And Miss Barbara volunteers for a program called Benefits in Action that really focuses on food and healthy environment and emotional care and mental health for people who may be struggling. But that's not all she does. In her efforts to help to be an example of someone who is emancipating life and humanity from discord of every nature, she runs a food pantry in Lakewood. She volunteers for Dress for Success. She's a volunteer at the Senior Resource Center. She takes her commitment to transcend the limitations of human experience and socialization and go deeper in her efforts of modeling who we can be and who we must be if we want to go further together. And when we do that, what we're saying is we know who we are and what we are. We know that we have been placed here to have a great life and to help others have a great life as well. I'm reminded in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, in the 7th chapter, there's an image that comes to mind for me whenever I'm reading that. I believe it's verse 9 in chapter 7. And it's written in the scripture, I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, every tribe, every people, and every language, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, wearing white robes and holding palm branches in their hands. I love this image that people from all walks of life, all nations, all tribes, people who speak all languages coming together and not ignoring their different backgrounds, but coming together and saying, we are all one, and holding palm branches. In the metaphysical interpretation of the Bible or the symbolism of the Bible, you would know that palm branches actually represent symbols of goodness and symbols of victory. So when people from all different walks of life come together and say, we are representing goodness, that is transcending the human limitation or socialization, and living at a deeper level where all are moving forward. And the symbolism of the white robes is not about purity. The symbolism of the white robes is these are people who've gone through their own tribulations, their own challenges. Everybody has challenges, but they come together in a way to say, no, I have not been spared from trouble in my life. I may even have been a perpetrator of trouble. But it doesn't matter whether I was a victim or a villain, or whether I thought I didn't have anything to do of it all. I'm choosing God. I am choosing spirit. I am choosing to live my life in alignment with what makes the world and the human experience good for me and everybody else. No one of them could do it alone. The image in the Bible says hundreds of thousands of people, or implies that, depending on which version you read, people from every tribe, nation, and language. That means you. So what are you waiting for? Dr. Baji Daniels, a practitioner out of Atlanta, says, we do not need to suffer to help remove the suffering of another person. Because in science of mind, we teach and believe in oneness. We are united with spirit, and therefore we are connected to all that has been created by spirit. Freddy Rodriguez in the song just a few minutes ago, I'm in you and you're in me. I'm with you and you're with me, reflecting understanding, compassion. That's what we want to do. So I just want to leave you with one more thought about this. Clarissa Pinkola Estes wrote, ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Think about that. Yours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but your task is to stretch out and mend the part of the world that is within your reach. Opal Lee did that. She's now called the grandmother of Juneteenth. When she was 12 years old, her family's home was burned down because they were Black. And through her life, she kept the idea that she never wanted to live in a world where that could happen to anyone else. And so she's been involved in so many efforts, not just for Black people, but for all people. And one of the things that she began to focus on in her senior years was having Juneteenth be recognized as a holiday so that everyone could remember and reflect and not repeat things that came before Juneteenth. She focused at first on fixing the world around her. And then she gathered others, and then others, and then others, and ultimately a national holiday was signed into law in 2021. So what is yours to do? What is it for you to transcend? How will you dig deeper so that we can go further together? Let's anchor that in prayer. Knowing this theme of going further together is simply an opportunity to recognize going through life honoring and remembering the infinite nature of spirit, that one that has created all of life and has created all of life from itself. So the infinite intelligence, the wisdom, the joy, the peace, the beauty, the divine order, all of that is the truth, capital T, truth of life, because it is the truth of God. It is my truth. It is the truth of everyone within the sound of my voice, because there are no exceptions. If spirit creates all of life from itself, then all it has created, all it ever will create, is good. So I speak this word knowing, claiming, in fact, demanding that now is the time to transcend the lies that humanity has gotten comfortable with. Now is the time to transcend the limitation, the hatred, the poverty, the homelessness, the abuse of the climate. Now is the perfect time for each one to determine what is within their reach. What is it that can be changed? And now is the time to dig a little bit deeper, serve a little bit more, smile every day, reach out and help others, and feel really good about it. Now is the time to go further together. And I'm grateful for the willingness to do that, the willingness to be that, the willingness to remove discord from all of humanity, starting with an individual, becoming a collective, and representing, contributing to, demonstrating a world that works for everyone. So from this place of gratitude, knowing that with the snap of my finger, life is changing. With the clap of my hand, humanity is evolving. And with this breath and this smile, I surrender into the flow of spiritual activity and good and God. I let it be. And I joyfully anticipate the demonstration of it. And if you agree with me, and if you are ready to transcend and dig deeper, then I invite you to just take a deep breath and repeat after me. Ashe, Aho, Shalom, Amin, Amen. And so it is.
Thank you, Dr. Tracy. Beautiful talk. Excuse me. We are so happy you were able to join us today. And what a perfect topic for you to speak on. So thank you so much. Excuse me. And now it's time for our offertory. We are so grateful and blessed for everyone's support of CSL Denver, whether it's in time, treasure, or talent, and especially during this time of change. Whether this is your first time joining us or you are a returning community participant, we want to thank you for your continuing financial support of the important work we are striving to provide. Right now, there are several ways you can make your financial contribution to Center for Spiritual Living Denver. This information is running along the bottom of the screen. You can either do it, send it to our P.O. box, buy a check. You can go onto our website at www.csldenver.org and there's a donate button there, or there's a text to give with a phone number across the bottom of the screen. So also, we had a glitch with the Amazon Smile this week, but we are all set up finally, or we're continuing set up with both King Soopers and Amazon Smile. And you can link your account to Center for Spiritual Living Denver, although I think the Amazon Smile is Denver Center for Spiritual Living. And our center will then receive a percentage of all proceeds. And we've been receiving some from King Soopers. So thank you so very much for shopping at King Soopers and choosing CSL Denver as your charity to donate to. So Take your gift in your hand, hold it against your heart, just knowing the truth of who you are and your support for CSL Denver, and repeat our usual affirmation. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive. And just a few announcements for the end of our service. Here at CSL Denver, we want you to know that we are here for you to celebrate or hold space for you. So know that our practitioners are available for prayer work with you. We would love to pray with you for celebrations or challenges. Our names and phone numbers are on our website at www.csldenver.org, or if you have a prayer request, please email it to info@csldenver.org, and it will be treated very confidentially. And as mentioned at the beginning of the service, we are having our usual virtual Zoom fellowship this morning. We would love for you to come join us at fellowship and let us know how you're doing. And Dr. Tracy is going to join us for a little bit, so if you've got any questions for her. So if you did not receive the Zoom invitation earlier this morning, please send an email to info@csldenver.org and mention fellowship, and we'll send you a Zoom invitation right away. And we've got a workshop coming up, a practitioner workshop. Rumi Engineer is going to be putting together a workshop on the golden thread of gratitude, and it's on Sunday, November 21st, right after that Sunday service. And it's what is gratitude and how it works in our lives. And the Meister Eckhart quote is, if the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. Life isn't about what we want, it's about what we have. Always be grateful. And this will be online by Zoom, and more information will be coming out soon. So we are hoping to get back together soon in person as soon as our building opens up. In the meantime, we're planning some more classes and events. So if you're not on our mailing list already, please send an email to info@csldenver.org and ask to be put on our mailing list. We promise to only send one email a week letting you know what's going on. And New Thought Media Network also has a lot of programs by different practitioners and ministers. So go check them out on Facebook and YouTube. Meanwhile, we hope you have a wonderful week, a wonderful Sunday, beautiful day today, and affirm right here and right now that 2021 is blessed and perfect in all that it is. We love you. We miss you. Please take care of yourselves. Let's close out with more music from Freddy Rodriguez Jr. Much.
We are connected to the river. We are connected by love. We are connected to the river. We are connected by love. We all flow into the river. We are connected by love. We all flow into the river. We are connected by love. You and me.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.